And that's a memo. Now for the top story tonight. Reaction with us, a Barack and a hard place duo, Monica Crowley and Alan Combs. Combs, you an Al Jazeera fan?
I didn't know that Sam Donaldson was a spokesman for the far left. That's really news to me.
You got to check it out.
The entire far left.
For the last 2 years. Wait. For the last 2 years, Donaldson has been saying radical left things.
I don't know what
the last 2 years.
Okay, but does he speak for everybody on the left?
No. I just asked you, are you an Al Jazeera fan?
Yes, in some ways I am.
You
Al Jazeera, the people you quoted were guests on Al Jazeera. You quoted people giving answers to questions. Featured guests on Al Jazeera.
But there was no counter.
Not editorializing.
It wasn't like Monica was sitting next to them. Yeah. There is no counter.
Okay. Well, sometimes there's not a counter in every instance on every network.
No,
every guest.
There's rarely a counter on Al Jazeera.
You know that Al Jazeera
Wait, just stop. And you know why there's not a counter on Al Jazeera? Because people are afraid to be killed.
Al Jazeera
if they would go on in opposition.
Al Jazeera is there to speak out and give you the information that
against the Zionists
that people are not getting from the Arabic governments. I would think a populist like you would support Al Jazeera and freedom of the press. Yes.
Are you
and you know that just yesterday that the Egyptian President Mubarak shut down Al Jazeera in his country and went after journalists. I would think as a journalist, you would take the side of Al Jazeera on.
I'm not taking the side of an anti-Semitic, anti-American
freedom
network.
of the press.
I don't care
of the press.
Oh,
look,
come on, Combs.
It's freedom of the press.
Wait, I'll give you your
My
turn.
head is going to
explode. Freedom of the press.
Listen, you're a Jewish man, correct?
Yes, I am.
It doesn't come more anti-Semitic than Al Jazeera. They would do violence to you.
Who? A journalist at Al Jazeera?
The people that run that network would do violence to you.
I hardly think so.
Okay.
I hardly think they would personally do violence.
Okay.
You should support a populist network that does freedom of the press.
A populist
that gives the information to the Arabic countries that they don't get from their own governments.
The information about witchcraft at Guantanamo Bay.
That's a guest saying that.
That's good information.
That's not Al Jazeera speaking.
Witchcraft.
That's a guest giving an answer to a question, O'Reilly. Come on.
Now your turn.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Look, Al Jazeera is based in Qatar. It is a propaganda outfit for the autocrats who sit on the sands of the Middle East. It is funded by petrodollars that come from Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia. It is a mouthpiece for the governments that Alan says, oh, they're showing freedom of expression. They're bringing words and images to the people in the Middle East that they don't get from their governments. This outfit is a mouthpiece for these governments. It also props up the fundamentalists in the Middle East. So to suggest somehow that Al Jazeera is the equivalent of the Fox News channel, or frankly any media outfit in the West or in the United States, is flat out.
Why do you think a guy like Sam Donaldson, this is to a lesser extent Combs, but more Donaldson,
to a lesser extent Combs.
Why are they cheerleading Al Jazeera when, look, I could spend the whole hour, ladies and gentlemen, giving you anti-American, and there isn't a counter voice on the network, and I was very serious when I said, if you stand there in their studio and you say, you know what, Mullah so-and-so, Al-Sater, you're a hater, you'll get a bullet right in the head when you walk out. Nobody's going to go on that network and take the opposing point of view.
They will not carry that point of view live.
I think in America they would, but not certainly in their overseas operation. But why is Sam Donaldson so enamored of them?
Well, I don't want to attribute this directly to Sam Donaldson, but I would say, to make a broader point, that the far left in this country is essentially anti-American.
Oh, please.
They are,
and
disgusting. So a lot of their philosophy. I'm not saying you, Holmes. I'm saying the broader far left has an anti-American agenda that, in many ways, dovetails with the kind of reporting that you see coming out of Al Jazeera.
I'm saying the far left.
Who?
Look,
who are you calling anti-American? I'm so tired of people calling people on my side anti-American.
Are you a far left guy?
I don't know. You've called me that.
Sometimes your positions are
all right, fine. But am I anti-American?
I don't think you're anti-American, but certainly the far left is taking anti-American position.
Let's stop this name calling. Let's stop this demonizing of anybody we don't agree with and call them anti-American.
I just ran a talking points memo that backed up, all right, with 4 specific things. That this is an anti-Semitic, anti-American network, and I could do 40 of them.
Those were people on the network as guests.
There is no counter.
That wasn't editorialized.
Why don't you grasp this? And I'm getting a little mad at you. Grasp this. There's no counter on it. You got it? There's no counter on it.
It's free speech.
So it's just, it's free speech, shouldn't be praised by a pinhead like Donald.
And you know why it was praised? Because it helped lead to and open the way for demonstrators to come out
for the Muslim Brotherhood,
and give aid and support.
No,
not just the Muslim Brotherhood.
Al Jazeera wants Muslim Brotherhood in there.
One of many factors in the Middle East, and one of many factors in Egypt.
All right, last word.
Let me just try to reframe this. I think that what you're hearing from the left, Sam Donaldson included, is a way to distract the American people from a real significant point here, which is that President Bush was crucified for 2 terms for trying this freedom agenda, for trying to open up at least the discussion, and actually through force in Iraq to open up the Middle East, have them democratize,
Monica,
have
but let's be fair about it. Wait. While Bush did want to spread freedom, he did. He also dealt with a guy like Mubarak, who is a despot.
True, but Bill, the point is Rome was not built in a day. A democratic, free Middle East is not going to be built in a day.
I understand that.
So what President Bush did was take
tough,
the first
It's tough to say that. It's tough to say to the Arab people, we want you to be free, and Hosni, here's $1.5 billion.
But here's the point. What Donaldson and others on the left are doing is they can't keep their arguments consistent. On the one hand, they want greater democratization and liberalization.
And I challenge Sam Donaldson.
On the other hand, they don't want to give
I challenge Sam Donaldson to come on this network and defend it. All right? There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the